So everybody is telling me, Tony, you need to drop your GOAT list. Tony, Lucas Tracy put Peter Yan in his top 10. He put Arman Tsarukyan on the list. Kenny Okoye, he had Usman at number 2 all time. You need to drop your GOAT list. So guess what? I'm dropping my GOAT list, all right? But not the GOAT list that you think I'm going to drop. I'm dropping the greatest women's fighters of all time. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why would you put yourself through the horrendous task of re-watching women's MMA fights in order to come up with the consensus GOAT list? And that is because nobody else has done it yet. So I looked up WMMA GOAT lists on YouTube. Only like 2 other people have made GOAT lists for the women, bro. And I guess that has to stem with the fact that WMMA has only really been a thing for about 10 years. We think that UFC is like an early sport because it's only been around for 30. The sport's only been around for 10 years, all right? So I decided to go through and count down the top 10 greatest WMMA fighters of all time. Number 10 on my list, I got Kayla Harrison. Now, I know what you're thinking. She only has 1 title win. How is she in the GOAT list, all right? You have to think about this. When I was doing research for this video, there have only been 14 WMMA champions of all time. That is right. At the 115-pound division, the 125-pound division, and the 135-pound division, 145 doesn't count. There have only been 14 champions that have been women. And so, people that have 1 title defense are on this GOAT list, okay? Because there's just so little people. Like, I'm not going to put Ronda Rousey, like, I'm not going to put Juliana Pena, I'm not going to put Carla Esparza. So, Kayla Harrison is number 10 on this list. Now, she has the win over Juliana Pena, finished her. She choked out Holly Holm, who's later on this list. She has a win over Aspen Ladd, and she actually has a bunch of, like, she was undefeated. She has like 1 loss in she has 1 loss to MMA, and the one person she lost to was someone she already beat twice. But yeah, I just think it was an off night for her. Besides that, she's got all like bunch of ground and pound finishes, a bunch of like submission finishes, submitted Pena, which was pretty impressive. Round 2, absolutely just destroyed her. Gold Olympic medalist. So yeah, she'll win like 2 or 3 more fights. She's gonna be top 5. That's how little this list really matters. But let's go at number 9 on this list. Number 9, we got Holly Holm, the preacher's daughter. Holly Holm, she's 8-7 in the UFC, but she kind of had like a Tony Ferguson-esque downfall. She has a win over Raquel Pennington, who is a champion, not on this list. She has the win over Ronda Rousey, who's a champion. She has the win over Megan Anderson. She has 2 wins over Raquel Pennington, actually. I think one of them might have been... And she has the win over Irene Aldana. And she has the win over Yana Santos. But what really brings her down in this list is that she basically lost every close fight. That, like, if she was in a fight with someone else that's on this GOAT list, like Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes, Chris Cyborg, you know, she lost that fight, okay? And she also struggled on the ground really badly. Like, she had no takedown defense or submission defense earlier in her career. So, number 8, we got Alexa Grasso. Now, the reason I'm putting Alexa Grasso on the list and I'm not putting Juliana Pena is because in the, like, you could say that the first fight with Shevchenko was a fluke and that she got the rear naked choke via fluke. But you watch the second fight with Shevchenko, and I actually thought that she won that fight. It was a weird... I thought she won the 4th round, which was the swing round, because she did a little bit more on the feet earlier in the round than Shevchenko did with the grappling, which she didn't do much. But the second fight was super entertaining. So she has the 2 wins over Shevchenko. She beat Viviane Araújo. She beat Macy Barber. You know, she has a weird decision to Carla Esparza, who honestly could probably be on this list above Kayla Harrison. Like, that's crazy to say. That's absolutely insane to say. That's how low hanging fruit we're having here, bro. But yeah, man, this person, she's in a love triangle with Yair Rodriguez and Diego Lopez. Number 8 on this list, Alexa Grasso. The 2 wins over Shevchenko is really where I hold her so highly, because I do think she won the second fight. Shevchenko absolutely destroyed her in the third fight. And the second fight could have gone either way, but I thought she won it. And yeah, I got Alexa Grasso at number 8. Number 7 on this list, we got Jessica Andrade. Now, Jessica Andrade, kind of known as a journeywoman in this sport, which is understandable because, like, Jessica Andrade now is washed, alright? She's on her fucking Anderson Silva shit. She's on her fucking Tony Ferguson-esque shit. She's just, she'll lose a bunch and then she'll beat a couple cans. Well, she's not actually beating cans. She's beating people like Mackenzie Dern and Mariana Rodriguez. The Mariana Rodriguez fight honestly could have gone the other way. It was a weird decision in my opinion, but yeah, man. Jessica Andrade, she has no grappling, but early in her career, she beat people like Rose Namajunas with the slam. She ended up losing to Rose Namajunas in a rematch, though. She beat Tisha Pennington. She beat Angela Hill. She beat, she's a journeywoman, bro. The reason we got to put her up here is because she's a former champion. She's been around so long. She beat Amanda Lemos, Cynthia Calvillo, Lauren Murphy. Rest in peace, Lauren Murphy, right? I just think you got to have Jessica Andrade on the list. She's really not that good, but neither are the people before her or after her. So, this is what we're doing out here. We're having some fun today, all right? Number 6 on the list, we got Cris Cyborg. Now, she's 28-2. She has a crazy record, but what holds her back so much is the fact that she only has 7 UFC fights, okay? Now, WMMA is already like the lowest like women's sport ever, like skill wise. You can literally just go do cardio kickboxing for a couple weeks and then they'll sign you to the UFC. I mean, they basically have people that have negative records on the roster, right? But the thing about Cris Cyborg is that a lot of her wins come from fucking Bellator cans, right? Literal people that are just complete nobodies, literally have like 13-7 records, 12-9 records. Like, she just beat a bunch of cans at Bellator, right? But when she was in the UFC, she was actually pretty decent of a fighter, and she actually dominates in Bellator as well, so we gotta have her on the list, okay? So she beat people like Holly Holm, she beat Yana Santos, she beat Felicia Spencer, and she was the champion, I'm pretty sure as at 145 maybe, but she ended up losing her belt to Amanda Nunes, first round knockout. Cris Cyborg, she only has 7 fights in the UFC, so that's really what's holding her back so much, is that I don't really rate the Bellator wins, and I don't rate the Strikeforce wins or the Invictica wins or whatever, but you gotta think, there's not really that many champions for WMMA, man. I promise you the list is about to get good, alright? But you're probably wondering, why do I rate Kayla Harrison's Bellator wins and not Cris Cyborg's wins? It's like, listen, man, Kayla Harrison, she would have done that to people in the UFC anyways. Cris Cyborg, she lost to Nunes. She didn't really face anyone that was super good except for Holly Holm. So, you gotta have her kind of lower, So, yeah. Number 5 on the list, I got Thug Rose Namajunas, Furiosa herself. She's 12-6 in the UFC, former champion, beat Jessica Andrade, beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk twice, which is super impressive, and she beat Zhang Weili twice. Now, the second fight with Zhang Weili, it could have gone to Zhang Weili, but you can't take away the first fight where she head kicked her and slept her out cold. She has the win over Andrade, the 2 wins over Zhang Weili, and she has the 2 wins over Joanna, right? She also has wins over Paige Van Zandt, Tisha Pennington, Angela Hill, Amanda Ribas, Cortez, and then very recently, Unk still got it. She beat Miranda Maverick, but we can't ignore the amount of losses that she has. She has a loss to Blanchfield. She has a loss to Manon Ferrot. We're not even going to talk about the second Carla Esparza fight. I honestly, I have never rewatched that fight since it happened. And honestly, I was like half-ass watching it because of how terrible it was. And if I remember correctly, pretty sure Canelo versus Bivol was actually on that same night, and I was like watching both of them at the same time, but clearly I was watching the Bivol fight more, right? But from what I remember, I scored the fight for Rose Namajunas, so she should be 1-1 with Esparza. She shouldn't be 2-0. So she has a win over Esparza, 2 wins over Zhang Weili, win over Andrade, 2 wins over Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Pretty good little legacy you put together, but got a couple of losses early in her career, and she's got a couple of losses at the end. So she won't be in the GOAT list for long as the sport keeps evolving. So yeah. Number 4 on the list, we got the boogie woman, the booby woman, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. What is there to say about Joanna Jędrzejczyk that hasn't been said already? Actually, a lot. So she defended her belt 5 times, which is super impressive. She has 6 title wins. From 2014 to 2017, she was undefeated. And she only had 1 loss up until that point as well. Actually, she has a couple losses, but she was on a pretty good win. It's like from 2014 onwards, she only had 1 loss, right? And it was a decision. She got head kicked by Namajunas, went to a decision with her in the second fight, lost to Shevchenko, lost to Zhang Weili twice. For some reason, she came back in 2022. That was really dumb of her, but she had that legendary fight, beat Michelle Waterson-Gomez. What a legend Michelle Waterson-Gomez is, by the way. Shout out Michelle Waterson-Gomez. But yeah, she kind of just stayed around a little too long, kind of went on her BJ Penn-esque downfall, losing to Rose, losing to Shevchenko, losing to Zhang Weili. But there's no shame in losing to those people because they're also on the GOAT list, especially losing to Shevchenko and Weili. And yeah, the first fight with Weili could have gone either way, man. And it was a crazy fight, you know? And that's crazy. Talking about WMMA, having a crazy fight. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, number 4 on this list. She was 10-5 in the UFC. Probably should have hung it up sooner, but number 3 on this list, we got Kawaii. We got Zhang Weili, bro. Zhang Weili, she's my wife, you know. She's actually on a pretty good title run of herself right now. Arguably should have beaten Rose Namajunas, right? And so she could be on a 6-fight win streak right now. And she only has 2 losses, I'm pretty sure, and they're both... No, she has 3. She only has 3 losses. One of them was early in her career. Yeah, it was her debut. So she lost her debut, right? And since then, the only person she's lost to is Rose Namajunas twice. She's on a crazy run right now. She beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She beat Jessica Andrade. She actually beat Joanna twice. She beat Tisha Pennington. She beat Carla Esparza. Beat Yan Xiaonan, Tatiana Suarez. In her last fight, actually, she was the underdog against Tatiana Suarez, and she 50-45'd her, which is super impressive. It looks like she's going to fight Natalia Silva next. Not 100% confirmed. I don't know why she's so inactive. Like, why does she only fight once a year? She's literally like dominating all of her opponents. I guess she can live off of that $1 million in China pretty easily, I reckon. But she's cleared out her division, and the super fight with the next person is what we really want to see for the WMMA world. So, number 2 on this list, we got Valentina Shevchenko. I don't know, like, Shevchenko had a super crazy kickboxing and Muay Thai career before she came to the UFC. Literally, just like, I think she was like, maybe like 50-0. Like, she had like a crazy record. She had some crazy record in Muay Thai. I don't know exactly what it was, but actually I can just look, right? No, I can't. But lost to Amanda Nunes in her second fight. A little too early to take on Amanda Nunes. Maybe if Nunes wins, they can run a trilogy fight, and it would be pretty interesting. I don't know why Shevchenko was fighting at 135, but she was. She beat Sarah Kaufman, lost to Nunes, then she beat Holly Holm. She beat Juliana Pena, which is actually 2 wins that have aged super well, especially the Holly Holm one. She beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She beat Jessica Ai. She beat Liz Carmouche. And now she's on I'm pretty sure she's defended her title. She had 2 title runs, right? She has the first one where she defended 7 times, right? But the Talia Santos fight, I actually thought Talia Santos won that one, but she beat Jessica Andrade, beat Joanna, and then she lost to Alexa Grasso, got choked out. The second fight with Alexa Grasso, I thought she lost it as well. And it kind of pissed me off that she just got to fight Alexa Grasso 3 times in a row when people like Brandon Moreno and Max Holloway had to go out there and get a couple more wins before they could get their trilogy fight, right? So it kind of pissed me off a little bit. But she got the 3rd fight with Grasso, and I guess she finally, you give someone that many times to fight someone, they're going to figure them out eventually. Beat Grasso, and now she just beat Manon Fiorot. She has, I'm pretty sure, 10 title wins. She has that crazy picture with all of her belts. I don't know if she could ever be higher than Nunes, because Nunes beat her twice, but, you could say that was early in her career, and it doesn't really count. Maybe Nunes beat a bunch of cans, and Grasso's beating actually good people, but, yeah, man, I'm going to be picking Shevchenko to be number 2 on this list. And number 1, to nobody's surprise, we got Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes is really fucking good, okay? And it got to the point where they just started giving people on like losing streaks to her because she just beat so many fucking people, bro. So she has the win over Shevchenko, 2 wins over Shevchenko, which is really what elevates her in this list. And then she has the wins over every single other GOAT and champion in the sport. So she beat Shevchenko. She beat Miesha Tate. She beat Ronda Rousey. She beat Shevchenko again. She beat Raquel Pennington. She beat Holly Holm. She beat Chris Cyborg. She beat Juliana Pena. She beat Irene Aldana. That's literally the entire GOAT list she just beat. And so if you want to say that anybody else is the GOAT, I am going to look at you weird, bro. So, Amanda Nunes, and she's not just fucking going to split decisions every time, This isn't like Rose Namajunas where it's split decision merchant. She is destroying these people. Rear naked chokes, inverted arm bars, head kicks, KOs, ground and pound. You name it, Amanda Nunes has done it. And it really just stems from the fact that she's a dude. She's literally a man. I'm pretty sure she's just literally a fucking guy. This is what happened. Like, she was just lucky to be born with this much testosterone, and it has allowed her to become the GOAT of the sport. But she is coming back in the super fight against Kayla Harrison. I'm going to be super hyped for that. Honestly, I don't get hyped for WMMA. You know me. I'm not a big fan of WMMA at all. But this is a fight that I would be interested. Like, just make the super fights, man. Like, make Weili versus Shevchenko and make Nunes versus Kayla Harrison. She's 37 years old, so I don't even know if she'll be able to beat Kayla, but I think I'm going to pick her to beat Kayla if they eventually make that fight. So, yeah, man. That's my GOAT list, Fuck the real GOAT list. We're doing the WMMA GOAT list, man. So, yeah, this is the GOAT list. If you like the video, like, subscribe. Really, really like the video. Like the fucking video. Like the video.